Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside Royal Broome Pavilion. I'm Greg Sexton, and you're watching Seattle Pacific University basketball as the Falcons get ready to take on the Seawolves out of the University of Alaska Anchorage. And Anchorage was just dealt their first loss of the season on Thursday night. They had gotten off to an 8-0 start, but now 8-1 with a loss to Montana State Billings. Falcons with a record of 4-7 overall, 0-1 in GNAC play. They lost on Thursday night here to Alaska Fairbanks by a count of 82-64. As in that game, Fairbanks outscored Seattle Pacific by a count of 41-32 in the first half, and in the second half ended up as an 18-point win. The Seawolves on Thursday night in Billings, the second half was really a defensive battle. Neither team really shot the ball very well in the second half in particular. But both of these teams looking to bounce up off the mat here with a win to go to 1-1 on the weekend. And of course, you see this with the teams shaking hands with the other coaches as their starting lineups introduced. For the Seawolves, it'll be Sawyer Storms, a senior out of Idaho Falls, Idaho. Tyson Gilbert, a senior from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Dathan Satchel, a senior from Tracy, California. Dylan Barrientos, a junior from Santa Clarita, California. And Sloan Lentfer, a freshman from Anchorage, Alaska. And there are 4 Anchorage natives, and then a couple of players also from Wasilla, Alaska as well. But they're kind of spread out around the country as well, the rest of the team. Rusty Osborne is a longtime head coach for the Anchorage Seawolves in his 20th year, 19th season. They didn't play during the COVID year. Falcons with a new head coach, an interim head coach in Kefri Fazio, and he's trying to get that interim tag removed. He'll go with a starting lineup that features Owen Moriarty, a sophomore from Seattle, Kyle Lutonen, a graduate student from Seattle, Jaden Pinegar, a sophomore from Logan, Utah, Trace Evans, a sophomore from New South Wales, Australia, and Shaw Anderson, a senior from Kelso, Washington. And it'll be Anderson and Storms in the circle as we get ready to tip this one off. 20 minutes on the clock. And let's play some basketball here from Royal Broome Pavilion in Seattle. As Anderson wins the tip, back to Evans, and Moriarty will bring it across the timeline. Falcons have Maui Z back, but came off the bench Thursday night and is going to do the same here in this one. Anderson in traffic there, gets it to Evans, and Evans is able to get it up and in off the glass. So the Falcons successful on their first offensive possession there. A bucket by Trace Evans. And now Anderson comes over the top to steal this one, as the Falcons have it back the other way. Moriarty driving, kicks it to Lutonen. And now Pinegar with it on the left wing. They'll work it around the perimeter. Moriarty going behind his back and left it behind, and it's picked off there. Sloan Lentfer ends up with it. And here's Barrientos. Gets it to Storms, and we get a whistle down underneath. And it's going to be a foul called on Trace Evans with 19:02 to go here in the first half. Tyson Gilbert will inbound it for the Seawolves. Seawolves with their first loss on Thursday night. St. Martin's also was dealt their first loss on Thursday night, as both of those teams ranked coming into this week. St. Martin's ranked number 6 in Division II. Anchorage ranked number 23. Here's Gilbert with a 3 from the top of the key, and he puts it in. And the Seawolves take the lead 3-2 on a 3 by Tyson Gilbert. Gilbert leading the Seawolves in scoring as Evans backs down and has it taken away. Tried to keep it, goes down, and it's out of bounds. It'll stay with SPU. So the Falcons a little bit lucky on that one to keep possession, but it ends up going off of the Seawolves. And the Falcons will have it. Now 10 on the shot clock for Shaw Anderson. Here's Owen Moriarty. Gets it back to Anderson. Now Anderson going to have to force something up. Does. And he's good at that. And he puts it in. Able to step through and get up a good shot. And 2 points for Anderson to put the Falcons back in front by a count of 4-3. Here's Satchel for Gilbert. And now Barrientos. Barrientos for Storms. He's going to step back and shoot it over Anderson, and he puts it in for 3. Sawyer Storms puts the Seawolves in front 6-4. And here's Moriarty the other way. And we get a whistle. And Moriarty got it in the post to Evans. And Anchorage whistled for a foul. That one is on Sloan Linfer, freshman from Anchorage. And we get another whistle here, and it's going to go back to the Seawolves as I think they called Falcons for stepping in and back out. It looked like it was the signal there. I don't have a great view of that portion of the court from where I'm positioned here. As this will be Barrientos taking a 3, and that one goes down. The Seawolves with 9 points, all on threes here in the first 3 minutes. And different players knocking those in. As Storms had one, Barrientos just there. Here's Pinegar on a 3, and that one is nothing but net. So Jaden Pinegar gets the Falcons back to within a 9-7 score. Tyson Gilbert had the first 3 for the Seawolves. Now Linfer gets in underneath and can't get the shot to go. Fight for the rebound. Satchel gets it back up on the glass. Couldn't get that one to go either. And the Falcons will take it back. Here's Pinegar going to step into another 3 in transition. That one off the mark, though. And the rebound pulled down by Dylan Barrientos. Here's Gilbert. Linfer over to Barrientos on the left wing. And now here's Tyson Gilbert. Stopping, getting it to Linfer. Back to Gilbert. Gilbert, a nice move there, but leaves the shot short. And it's going to be out of bounds, last touched by the Seawolves. That'll take us to a timeout on the floor. 15:56 to go, first half. And the Seawolves lead the Falcons by a count of 9-7. We'll be right back on the SPU webcast in just a moment. Back inside Royal Brome Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. 9-7, the Seawolves lead it over the Falcons here in the early going. Just over 4 minutes gone by in this one. And the Seawolves have made 3 beyond the arc and missed two other ones. Or missed 3 other ones, actually. They're 0 for 3 from 2-point range and 3 of 3 from three-point range. Falcons are 3 of 5 overall from the floor, 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. And Pinegar took both of those threes, made one, missed the other. We get a whistle here. The Falcons now have Maui Z out there along with Owen Moriarty. Jonas Latour is in, and Nakia Schoenerstedt in as well. Seawolves with still with their original starting 5. Ball comes into Schoenerstedt, and that one deflected by the Seawolves. It'll stay here. And they'll inbound it to Shaw Anderson. And we get another whistle here. And this one going to be a foul called on Dathan Satchel. Falcons will get it back inbounds again to Schoenerstedt. Now here's Z. Gets it to Moriarty. Back to Z for a 3 over Barrientos. That one's off the back iron, no good. Rebound to Lentford. Seawolves with the lead, 9-7. And here's Tyson Gilbert getting in the post to Lentford. He's a load down there. He goes around. Schoenerstedt puts it up and in off the glass. Sloan Lentford, 6'7", 230. And Maui Z now with it. Seawolves with a 4-point lead, 11-7. Moriarty got tripped up, and he walked to the basketball. So the Seawolves will take it back with a 4-point lead as Jaden Pinegar comes in for Owen Moriarty. With 14:53 to play here in the first half, and the Seawolves with a 4-point lead. Satchel with it. Gets it to Gilbert as they work it around the perimeter. Barrientos being guarded by Z, and we get a whistle. And Maui Z whistled for a foul. First foul on Z. Satchel will come out. Hassan Harrington will come in. Hassan Harrington, a sophomore from Anchorage, Alaska, initially went to University of Texas, Tyler. And that's an upcoming opponent for the Seawolves. But transfer from UT Tyler. And Harrington now with the ball. We'll get it down in the post to Lentford as he tries to go up over Evans. And he does get the shot up there, but it's off the mark. And the ball out of bounds. It'll be Falcons basketball. Lyman Simmons coming in now for UAA. Freshman from St. George, Utah. So the Seawolves with a few new faces this year. Evans gets to the bucket and muscles it up and in. Trace Evans with his second bucket of the game. He's got 4 points. And it's 11-9. Here's Harrington. That one tipped out of bounds by the Falcons. It'll stay with the Seawolves. 13:51 now on the clock here in the first half. And it'll be Hassan Harrington to inbound. And Storms is able to save that one in. Harrington kind of put it over toward the sideline a little too far, but Storms was able to keep it inbounds. Barrientos for Gilbert, going to take a 3 from the top of the key from really the right wing there, and he puts it in. And that'll make it 14-9. Tyson Gilbert with a couple of threes. He's got 6 points. Seawolves with 4 made threes already in this game. Falcons going to have to shore up that perimeter defense. Anderson trying to get it in the post to Evans, and stolen away by Lyman Simmons. Seawolves by 5 here. Sawyer Storms for a 3. That one off the back iron, no good. And here is Jaden Pinegar across midcourt. Anderson. Down to Evans in the post. He'll kick it out to Pinegar. And Pinegar will maintain control, and he'll get it to Anderson. We'll get a whistle. And that foul is going to be whistled on Tyson Gilbert. As now Jerron Williams checking in. Jerron Williams, an Anchorage native as well, a senior. But he transferred from Spokane Community College here in the state of Washington. Here's Evans finding Latour in the corner for a three, and that one is off the mark. Did not draw iron. Latour was too strong on that one. Goes with it the other way with under 12 and a half to go here in the first half. Here's Gilbert, and he puts up the floater in the lane. Off the front iron, no good. Rebound Latour. Falcons back the other way. Pinegar will get it to Z. And it's one out of bounds. It'll stay with SPU. Kyle Lutonen in for the Falcons, and Caleb Larson in for Anchorage. Larson, a senior out of Wilsonville, Oregon. And he transferred from Concordia, Portland, which is no longer in business as they closed down operations. They were in the GNAC. The GNAC had 11 teams. And that's been a few years, but of course, the extra year with the COVID pandemic, as Maui Z puts in the three. And that'll put the Falcons back within two at 14-12. Falcons have defended pretty well, other than their perimeter defense has they've given up four made threes. Just one made 2-point field goal. And the Seawolves lead at 14-12 as we get to a timeout on the floor. 11:44 to go, first half, as Jaden Pinegar picks up the foul there. And we will step aside on the SPU webcast. We'll be back in just a moment. $11:44 to go, first half, from Royal Brown Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. And Falcons trail by 2, 14-12. Anchorage's points have come primarily beyond the arc, as they're 4 of 5 from distance and just 1 of 6 inside three-point range. SPU 5 of 9 overall from the floor, 2 of 5 from beyond the arc. As this is Harrington trying to get around, Lutonen does, but Lutonen with the defense there, able to contest the shot, and the Falcons will get it as his last touch there by the Seawolves. And so it'll be SPU's possession, and they have an opportunity to tie or take the lead here. That one knocked out of bounds by Jerron Williams. And SPU will keep it. They'll reset the shot clock to 20. Falcons inbound to Maui Z. And that one, Luton was trying to save it off of Trey Evans. And Evans was able to catch it, though. And then Luton is whistled for a foul. That'll be his first. Moriarty back in for Pennegar. As Trey Evans, not to be confused with Trace Evans. Trey Evans for UAA. Here's Hassan Harrington with the scoop shot off the glass with the left hand. Good looking move there by Harrington in the lane. And Harrington's on the board with his first two. Here's Luton. Moriarty on the left wing. Anderson will drive, and we're going to get a foul called here on Caleb Larson. First foul on Larson as Jonas Latour will come back in for the Falcons. Luton into the bench. 16-12 your score, 10:38 to go, first half. Ball comes into Evans, Trace Evans for SPU. Here's Anderson. And Anderson gets to the bucket and lays it up and in. Good looking move there as Seawolves wanted Anderson to be called for a push-off there. But Anderson able to get through without drawing the foul. Jonas Latour going to be called for a foul here. And that'll be his first. Both teams now with 5 team fouls. 10:14 to go first half. If you just joined us for the men's game, you missed a barn burner. The women's game earlier, the Falcons beat the Seawolves, which they don't do very often in women's basketball. And it was a 62-59 final score. Shot clock running down here. Harrington will get it in the post there. Actually on the baseline to Lyman Simmons. And he'll put it up and in from about 15 feet out. Lyman Simmons measuring at 6'10", 225. And the Falcons going to get called for a travel here. Seawolves will take it back. As Rusty Osborne having a word with the official there. But timeout called here. Rusty Osborne having a word with a different official. We will keep it here. 30-second timeout. 18-14 your score. Seawolves by 4. 9:41 to go in the first half. The women's basketball team from Olympic College over in Bremerton was with us for the women's game, and a lot of them still sticking around for the men's game. They're making a day of it here. Not in action today. But good ball game in the women's game. And this one off to a good start here. Seawolves lead it by 4. And it'll be Trey Evans across midcourt. Gets it to Harrington. And now Larson for Williams. He'll step back and put up the jumper and put it in. Jerron Williams with a good-looking move there. That'll give him his first 2 points of the ball game. 20-14. Williams knocks this one out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Falcons as they trail by 6. 9:14 to go first half. And Maui Z with it across midcourt. Maui Z looking for somewhere to go with it, and we get a whistle, and we're going the other way. Jonas Latour whistled for a foul. He'll come out now. Kyle Luton back in. As Latour picks up his second foul, Nikias Schoenerstedt will also come in to get Trace Evans. Nikias Schoenerstedt out of Vienna, Austria. Trace Evans out of New South Wales, Australia. Not uncommon to see NCAA basketball players from Australia and maybe some from New Zealand as well. But not a ton from Austria. As this one knocked away by Schoenerstedt. As Simmons was taking it to the basket there. And the foul called on Schoenerstedt. That'll be his first. And it'll send Lyman Simmons to the free throw line. Seawolves with a lot of good size on the roster. A deep roster for the Seawolves. The women's team really, with just 11 players on the roster, and one of them, Vishay Rab, has not played yet this year. And so they just had 10 as both free throws missed there by Simmons. And the Falcons still trail by 6. Anderson going to step back and take a 3, and that one's off the mark. No good. Rebound to Jerron Williams. Larson the other way with it. And here's Simmons again being guarded by Anderson. And he'll have to throw it back out to Hassan Harrington. This is Trey Evans for Larson. Larson drives, scoops it up, and that one was halfway down, came back out. And now Simmons trying to reverse it up and couldn't get it to go. Was kind of just trapped underneath the basket there. And tried to throw it up and in, couldn't do it. Here's Pennegar for 3, and that one off the mark, but he's going to draw the foul, and he's going to get 3 free throws here. It'll get us to another timeout on the floor with 7:41 to go in the first half. But Lyman Simmons picking up the foul, and it'll send Jaden Pennegar to the free throw line for 3 when we come back. 20-14, Seawolves over the Falcons, 7:41 to go first half. We'll be right back on the SP webcast. $7:41 to go first half from inside Royal Brown Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you, and the Seawolves with a 20-14 lead. The pace has kind of slowed a little bit here after the first few minutes of action. Both teams still shooting pretty well from the floor. The Falcons are shooting 55%, and the Seawolves shooting 47%. Seawolves are 80% beyond the arc. Falcons just 2 of 6. And Jaden Pennegar at the free throw line for 3. First trip to the free throw line for the Falcons in this one. Falcons have out-rebounded the Seawolves 9-6. And Pennegar has cashed in the first 2. Looking for one more here. And he gets all 3. Jaden Pennegar coming into the game 78% from the free throw line. And that percentage will go up with the 3 made free throws there. Here's Harrington getting around Lutonen and gets the bucket and the foul. As Lutonen was trying to defend Harrington there, Harrington got to the bucket and created some contact. And Hassan Harrington will be at the free throw line with an opportunity at a 3-point play as Kyle Lutonen picks up his second foul. Hassan Harrington, 47% at the free throw line so far this season, but he gets that one there. That'll make it 50% for him as he's now 8 of 16. And he checks out. Dathan Satchel back in. Falcons have Theo McMillan on the floor now, bringing it across midcourt. He'll get it to Anderson in the corner. Back out to Penagar. And Falcons turn it over. No. It's gonna stay here. The way the Seawolves were reacting there. Looked like they had gotten the ball. They knocked it out. Still Falcons possession. And now the Seawolves are going to take over here with a 6-point lead, 23-17. And just over 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Falcons lost to Fairbanks on Thursday night. And they had stretches in that game where they just could not get anything going on the offensive end. Here's Tyson Gilbert, or Jerron Williams, rather, putting it up and leaving it short. And Theo McMillan's going to dribble into a foul. Tyson Gilbert will come back in now. Foul is called on Caleb Larson. And Larson has committed 2. Theo McMillan to the free throw line. This will be a 1-and-1 as both teams in the bonus. 18 fouls on the Falcons and 7 on the Seawolves. And McMillan puts in the first free throw. Maui Z back in for Kyle Lutonen. And McMillan's second free throw is too strong. Rebound to Sawyer Storms. McMillan was just 1 of 2 at the free throw line coming in to the game, and 1 of 2 there. Storms backing down Anderson. Goes up over him and a little too strong there. Anderson pulls down the rebound. Falcons back the other way, trailing by 5. Under 6.5 to go. And here is Penagar for Anderson. Moriarty cutting into the lane, puts up the floater and puts it in over the front rim. Owen Moriarty, his first 2. And it's a 3-point ball game with 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Dathan Satchel getting it to Tyson Gilbert. Here's Williams for Satchel for a 3 from the right wing. And that one's off the mark. Rebound Penagar. Falcons down 3 with possession here. Anderson going to kick it to Penagar, but Anderson is called for the offensive foul. And we're going the other way. First foul called on Shaw Anderson as he got up in the air and plowed over a defender. Even though he was passing it off. Falcons trail by 3. Here's Sawyer Storms with it. Satchel, a 3 from the right wing, and that one's short. But the rebound comes down to Jerron Williams. And he'll step back outside the arc. Set up another possession here. Storms going to take a shot over Anderson, and he leaves it way short. Falcons back the other way with it. Just over 5 minutes to play in the first half. Anderson for Penagar. Penagar trying to get through Jerron Williams, but isn't able to do it. Williams comes up with a steal. Here's Gilbert for Williams. And now Trey Evans with it. Gilbert for Williams. Satchel. Hands off at the bucket to Storms, and he puts it in and draws the foul. Good looking assist there from Satchel. No, they're going to say no basket. Looked like an and one. Foul is called on McMillan as Trace Evans comes back in for him. But they call the foul on the floor, so it'll send Sawyer Storms to the free throw line. And this will be a 1-and-1. Now they're going to say it's a two-shot foul. That is the 10th team foul on the Falcons. That's why it's a two-shot foul. As Storms will put in the first free throw. It's 24-20 now. And Storm's second free throw is off the mark. So he splits a pair at the line there, and the Seawolves lead it by 4. 24-20. Neither team really getting into much of a flow offensively in this one, but there's Moriarty going under the bucket for a deuce off the glass, assisted by Trace Evans. And it's 24-22. Gilbert for Barrientos. And now Satchel with it, being guarded by Maui Z. Gilbert. Back to Barrientos. He'll go baseline and get a shot up on the glass and draw the foul. And this is going to go on Moriarty. Moriarty picks up his first foul. And the Falcons trail by 2 with 3:52 to go here in the first half. And we get to our final media timeout of the first half. 24-22, Seawolves in front. We'll be right back. Back inside Royal Bruin Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast as the Falcons are down 2 here to the Seawolves. Falcons have outshot the Seawolves 62% to 38% from the floor. Seawolves with 4 made threes. And Falcons have out-rebounded the Seawolves 14-9, but they are down by 2. 10 Falcon turnovers to just 1 for the Seawolves. That's where your difference is right there. As Dylan Barrientos puts in the free throw. And the Seawolves now by 3. Barrientos with another one, and that one is good as well. So Dylan Barrientos knocks down 2 free throws there. And the Falcons down 4. Moriarty being guarded by Gilbert. And now Anderson with it. Evans in the post. Kicks it out. And Latour going to take a 3, and that one off the mark. Latour very good from outside, but has missed a couple in this game. Here's Gilbert crashing into Evans, and he draws the foul. And Tyson Gilbert will be heading to the free throw line. Trace Evans commits his second foul. Before the timeout, I had said that Evans got an assist on a bucket by Moriarty, but it was Pennegar that got the assist on that bucket. Gilbert to the free throw line, misses the first one. Gilbert, a great free throw shooter, 89% coming into the game, but misses on the first one here. And he'll get another opportunity. Gets that one with nothing but net. Seawolves by 5. As we tick down toward 3 minutes to play here in the first half. Latour had it knocked away from him. And we'll get a foul called. That'll be on Dathan Satchel. This will be a 1-1 for Jonas Latour. And Jonas Latour, just 4 of 6 on the season at the line. 67% gets the first one here. It'll make it a 4-point margin as Latour is on the board for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get one more. That one rattles home as well. So Latour with both free throws. And it's 27-24. Seawolves by 3. They have maintained a slim lead through most of this first half. Led by single digits, a possession or two. There's a 3 on the way from Satchel, and he knocks it down. And that gives the Seawolves a 6-point lead at 30-24. Dathan Satchel with his first 3 of the ball game. Here's Shaw Anderson, got into the lane and kicked it back out to Latour. Now Latour is going to get it again and puts up the 3 and can't connect on it. He's typically money from out there, but hasn't been able to get it going yet today. Satchel tripped up there, maintains his balance. Gets it to Lyman Simmons. And now Barrientos. Getting it back to Satchel. Anderson may have gotten a piece of that. Satchel going to take the 3, and that one off the mark, did not draw iron. And here's Maui Z the other way. 2 minutes to go, first half. Moriarty for Evans, and Evans is going to have an easy dunk over the front of the rim with 2 hands. And Evans with 6 points in the ball game. 30-26. As Barrientos along 2 puts it in. And the Seawolves right back up by 6. 32-26. Here's Maui Z. Owen Moriarty playing both the point guard and the shooting guard positions for the Falcons when Z is out there. Z is the point guard. But otherwise, Moriarty is, as Evans gets into the post, into the paint, I should say, and hooks it up and in. And Trace Evans now with 8 points in the ballgame. Rusty Osborne talking to his team as Barrientos misses on a floater in the lane here. And the Falcons with the rebound coming back the other way under a minute to go in the first half. 4-point ball game. Evans gets it to Anderson, and he puts up the shot, and he's fouled by Sawyer Storms. And I believe Anderson's going to go to the line for 3 shots. As Sawyer Storms commits the foul, Jaden Pinegar will check back in. And it will send Anderson to the free throw line for 3 shots. So Anderson a chance here to put the Falcons back within a point if he can get all 3 of these. And the Falcons have got to like where this is at the moment. That one misses. As Pinegar will come back in for Evans. And Anderson trying to go 2 for 3 at the free throw line. That one is good. And it's a 32-30 ball game. And the Falcons have been right in this one from the get-go. Trailing most of the way, but not by a lot. Here's Barrientos. And he's fouled. And that'll be on Maui Z. Z commits his second. 32.7 left here in the first half. And Jerron Williams going to get off the bench for Anchorage. And it'll be Dylan Barrientos at the free throw line. Barrientos with 7 points in the ball game. And he knocks down a free throw here. Williams is going to come in for Simmons. And Barrientos with one more free throw here. He's got 8. And can't get the 9th point there, but Sawyer Storm's in there for the rebound. And the Seawolves take a timeout. 27.7 left on the game clock in the first half. 19 on the shot clock. And Rusty Osborne wants to draw something up here to try to get another bucket before the end of the first half. It's been a good ball game here from Royal Brown Pavilion. The first game, the women's game, was a great game too. Barrientos with 8 to lead the way for the Seawolves, and Tyson Gilbert has 7. He made a couple of threes and a free throw. And for SPU, 8 points for Trace Evans, 6 apiece from Shaw Anderson and Jaden Penegar. Jonas Latour is 0 for 3 beyond the arc, but 2 of 2 at the free throw line. And it'll be Jerron Williams to inbound. Latour guarding him as Williams will throw it into the backcourt for Barrientos. Satchel for Storms at the free throw line. Now here's Barrientos, and we get a whistle and a foul called on Jerron Williams away from the ball. And so the Falcons will get it back with 15.6 left on the clock. And they will be able to take the final shot of the first half if they want it. Z, cross court from the corner. And the shot goes up and hits the side of the glass. Going back the other way, Gilbert can't catch up to it in time to get the shot up at the end of the first half. But Anchorage turns it over, and then the Falcons turn it back over as the half ends with the Seawolves in front by 3, 33-30. Good first half of action, pretty close. Seawolves led most of the way. Falcons had a lead right at the beginning, but the Seawolves with the lead for the majority of that first half. We're going to step aside on the SPU webcast, and we'll be back with you in a few moments. We'll take a look at some of the stats from the first half, and then later on in the halftime break, we will take a look around the GNAC. We'll be right back in a few minutes here on the SPU webcast. Back inside Royal Burrow Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you at halftime. The Anchorage Seawolves leading the Seattle Pacific University Falcons 33-30. And this has been a pretty tight ball game throughout the first half. The Seawolves led by as many as 6. Falcons only had a lead once at 2-0, and the Seawolves have led the rest of the way since then. But really, the reason the Seawolves are leading this one is because the Falcons have turned it over 10 times. The Seawolves have only turned it over twice, as the Falcons have outshot the Seawolves 56% to 39% overall. Seawolves 5 of 10 beyond the arc, though, and the Falcons just 2 of 9, normally a pretty good three-point shooting team. But the Falcons have only connected on a couple of threes in this one in the first half. Falcons 8 of 10 at the free throw line, 80%, and the Seawolves 6 of 11 at the free throw line, just 55%. Falcons with the rebounding edge, 16-13, but as I mentioned, 10 turnovers to just 2, as the Seawolves played a pretty clean game in the first half. As individually, they get 8 from Dylan Barrientos on 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 1 beyond the arc, 3 of 4 at the free throw line, and he chips in a couple of rebounds, a couple of assists, a steal, and a block as well. So Barrientos filling up the stat sheet for the Seawolves in the first half. Tyson Gilbert with 7 points, a couple of threes and a free throw, and a couple of assists as well, as they get 5 from Hassan Harrington off the bench. And they get 4 points and 4 rebounds from Sawyer Storms. For the Falcons, 8 points for Trace Evans on 4 of 5 shooting, all from inside the arc. We'll see him step outside and take some threes every now and then if they let him, but has not attempted a 3 in this one. 6 points for Shaw Anderson to go with 4 rebounds. He's turned it over 4 times, but he has a steal and an assist as well. And Shaw Anderson played all 20 minutes in the first half. Jaden Pinegar, 6 points, 5 rebounds for SPU to go with 1 assist as well. Pinegar was 1 of 2 beyond the arc and 3 of 3 at the free throw line, and chips in 5 rebounds as well. Owen Moriarty, 4 points and an assist. Adds up to a 33-30 lead for Anchorage at the break. And we'll be back in just a moment on the SPU webcast. We'll kind of take a look around what else is going on in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference. Be back momentarily on the SPU webcast. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you at halftime. Falcons down 33-30 to the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves. And taking a look around the GNAC, got off to a dramatic start down in Lacey on Thursday night. Northwest Nazarene knocks off the St. Martin's Saints, the number 6 ranked St. Martin's Saints, in overtime, 80-79. And Northwest Nazarene with another win this afternoon, another close one over Western Oregon down in Monmouth, Oregon. And so Northwest Nazarene goes to 2-0 to start conference play. Western Washington defeated Simon Fraser, and that is the only conference game, the first conference game for Western Washington, as they didn't play on. They played Biola on Thursday. But just one conference game for them this weekend as they go up against their travel partner, Simon Fraser. They win that one pretty easily, 96-74. Montana State Billings held Alaska Anchorage under 60 points on Thursday night. They hold Fairbanks under 40 after Fairbanks comes in here on Thursday night and scores 82 points. Fairbanks goes cold today, and I just am looking at the score, so I don't know how much of that had to do with Fairbanks not shooting well and how much it had to do with Billings playing good defense. But Montana State Billings, 65-39, that one over the Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks. And so the Nanooks go to 1-1 on the weekend. And coming up a little bit later, actually would have just started about 10 minutes ago, Central Washington is at St. Martin's. And Central Washington 1-0 in conference play. Looking at the standings overall, as I mentioned, Billings now 2-0 in conference. They are 5-3 overall. Northwest Nazarene 2-0 in conference, 4-3 overall for them. Central Washington 1-0, 5-2 in conference play, and Western Washington 1-0 in conference, 7-3 overall. Anchorage, with the best record out of anybody overall, they're 8-1. They're 0-1 in conference, though. And then St. Martin's 7-1, and they're 0-1 in conference play. So those teams, I think, both Anchorage and St. Martin's will get a lot of wins this year. But SPU with a chance to knock off the Seawolves here in the second half. We'll see what happens as we are getting ready to get things started back up in the next couple of minutes here. We'll step aside again here on the SPU webcast, though. Seawolves with the lead at halftime by a count of 33-30. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast as second half of action coming up here. And it's been a pretty tight ball game through the entire first half. Anchorage didn't lead by any more than 6, and SPU just had a 2-point lead right at the beginning, a 2-0 lead. But Anchorage led the rest of the way after they went ahead 3-2, and then I believe actually SPU went back up 4-3. They did. After that point, SPU did not lead in this one, but Anchorage just ahead by a handful of points most of the way. They lead by 3 here as we get ready to begin the second half. And Sawyer Storms will get it into Dylan Barrientos as the original starting 5 on the floor for both teams, as is the custom typically, unless either head coach sees a matchup that they like, as Satchel gets around Lutonen for the offensive board there and puts it up and in. And so Dathan Satchel now with 5 points. And it's 35-30. But, or if someone's in foul trouble, they may not come back out for the start of the second half. We saw that in the women's game earlier. Trace Evans gets to the bucket, lays it up and in, and draws the foul on Lyman Simmons, actually. And I was incorrect about the original starting 5 being back out there. Sloan Lintfer was in the starting lineup for the Seawolves and is not in the game to start the second half. And he's kind of stretching out that. He's on the bench as Evans knocks down the free throw. He's standing behind the bench is Lintfer and kind of stretching out the left knee. Looks like he may have tweaked it. And we may not see him back out there this afternoon. We'll see if the situation changes. But it's Simmons getting the start here in the second half. And Simmons draws the foul. That one goes on Moriarty. Second foul on Moriarty. And each team now with 1 team foul here in the second half. Simmons hooks it up over Evans, and that one does not go down. Pennegar with the rebound. And the Falcons an opportunity to tie or take the lead on this possession. Moriarty gets it to Shaw Anderson over the top for Evans, and Gilbert gets in there and gets whistled for a foul. And I don't know that Gilbert agreed with that. I don't think I did from my vantage point here, but I'm on the other end of the court. Looked like Gilbert just kind of got in there and got the ball, but they whistle him for a foul, and the Falcons keep possession. Anderson going to the bucket, lays it up and in. As Anderson draws gets into the lane there, draws some contact, gets the shot up off the rim and in. Here's Barrientos the other way, though, putting up the long 2 from the free throw line. And Barrientos has 10. Seawolves back in front by a pair. Anderson will drive and dish to Evans, and Evans reverses it up and in. And Trace Evans has 13 points in the ballgame. Anderson with the assist on that one. We're tied up again at 37. Trace Evans having a good ball game for the Falcons. Barrientos to Storms from the top of the key, and that one goes begging. That one out of bounds, and it's 37 apiece. Falcons with an opportunity to take the lead. Moriarty across midcourt. Anderson had it poked from behind by Storms, but keeps control of the ball. Here's Evans. Getting it into Moriarty. Moriarty finds Lutonen at the bucket. He lays it up and in. And the Falcons are back in front for the first time since early in the first half. 39-37, SPU with the lead. Satchel has it knocked away by Lutonen. And Lutonen comes up with a steal. Try to get it. Yeah, he does get it to Pennegar. Moriarty, a 3 from the left wing. That one's off the rim, no good. And we get a whistle on the rebound. And I think they're going to get Dathan Satchel for a foul. No. Sawyer Storms. Sawyer Storms gets called for the foul. As Lutonen will come to the bench, Maui Z will come back in. Lutonen with a steal a moment ago, though. And had a bucket here in this half as well. And the Falcons now with a 2-point lead and possession. Evans trying to get around Simmons. Feeds to Moriarty, laying it up and in with the left hand. And the Falcons lead it by 4, 41-37. Gilbert gets around Moriarty, leaves it short. Satchel with the rebound. And now Barrientos with it for the Seawolves. Gets a screen from Simmons. Trying to go pick and roll, actually. Barrientos puts up the shot. And now, with the rebound, puts up another one and draws the foul. That one's going to go on Trace Evans. Third foul on Evans. With 16:22 left in the second half. And Dylan Barrientos to the free throw line. Barrientos puts in the first free throw. And a little commotion going on here on the Anchorage sideline, but they'll talk things out as Barrientos shoots free throws. And Barrientos knocks both down. So he's got 12 in the ball game. And it's a 2-point lead for SPU. Moriarty to Z. And Simmons goes down, and the ball goes into the Falcons bench. And the Falcons turn it over. That one went into the bench and caught somebody there, it looked like. But no harm, no foul. I'm not sure if that was off of David Choi, one of the assistants, or Julian Mora, who's over there injured for the Falcons. As Williams creates some contact and puts it in off the glass. Jaron Williams with the strong take to the bucket. And we're tied back up at 41. Williams with 4 points now. Shaw Anderson backing down on Jaron Williams. Kicks it out to Jonas Latour for a three from the corner, and that one is all net. And that corner, known as Khan's corner, as Sharif Khan, former Falcon, hit a lot of big threes from that corner. We had a whistle here on Latour, and that's going to take us to a timeout on the floor with 15:18 to go in the ballgame. Latour with the three to put the Falcons in front, 44-41. We'll be right back in just a moment. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast. Falcons lead it 44-41. Close ball game throughout. Seawolves led for the majority of the first half. Falcons have scored 14 here in the second half to 8 for the Seawolves. And it was a 3-point Seawolves lead at the break, but now a 3-point Falcons lead. 15:18 to go. And the Seawolves with possession. They'll get it into Gilbert. Barrientos going to get a good look at a three there, but he's short on it. And the Falcons with the rebound. 15 minutes to play. And here's Maui Z for Owen Moriarty. Moriarty spins into the lane, lays it up and in with the left hand. Good move there by Moriarty with the drop step and the spin move. This one goes up from the corner, and it's good by Dathan Satchel. Satchel with 8 points in the ball game now, and the Seawolves right back within 2. Good ball game here as Moriarty gets fouled by Barrientos. Moriarty was thinking about putting up a shot there, but ends up drawing the foul. Hassan Harrington back in for Alaska Anchorage. And Maui Z will inbound from in front of his bench. Over the top for Anderson, and Anderson tried to save it and couldn't do it. As he stepped out, he was trying to save it and was throwing. It was in the process of throwing it to a Seawolf anyway. But bad pass there on the inbounds play. Sawyer Storms gets to the bucket, lays it up. Can't get it to go, but he's going to be at the free throw line as he draws the foul on Jonas Latour. Jonas Latour's got 4 fouls at the 14-19 mark of the second half here. And so Trace Evans will come get him after the first free throw here. Sawyer Storms gets the first one to go as Trace Evans back in for Latour. As Storms had that one bounce high off the back iron and falls through the bucket. Storms trying to tie up the game now with another free throw, and that one is good. 46 apiece. Storms checks out, and coming in is Lyman Simmons. 46 all here. Z will hand to Moriarty. And now Evans feeds it through to Anderson. Anderson gets into the lane, puts it up, puts it in, draws the foul. And Shaw Anderson will have an opportunity at a three-point play here, as he's got 10 points in the ball game now. And Anderson heading to the free throw line, where he is 89% coming into the game. Simmons back out. And Anderson puts in the free throw. And Shaw Anderson now 3 for 4 from the stripe. And Satchel leaves that one short. It'll stay with the Seawolves. 49-46, Falcons with the lead on the three-point play by Shaw Anderson. And Sloan Lentford still standing behind the bench, kind of stretching out the left calf, it looks like. So we may not see him back in. Here is Sawyer Storms for 3 off the front rim. Comes right back down to Jerron Williams, and he draws the foul with 13:42 to play. And this one's going to go on Moriarty, and that'll be his third. Each team now with 5 team fouls, and Theo McMillan will come give Moriarty a break as Jerron Williams puts in the free throw. McMillan in for Moriarty, and now Trey Evans in for Dylan Barrientos for the Seawolves. Williams at the free throw line. Puts in both free throws. And it's a 1-point ball game. And this one's been close the whole way. Neither team has led by more than 6. Z gets popped in the face there, it looked like. And Williams called for the foul. And that'll be the second foul on Williams, the 6th team foul on the Seawolves. So the next one on the Seawolves will have the Falcons in the bonus And still a lot of game left, 13:30 to play. Falcons have committed 5 team fouls, so could see a lot of free throws down the stretch in this one. Evans has it poked away, and the Seawolves end up with it as Satchel finds Storms going to the bucket. He lays it up and in, and the Seawolves retake the lead on the turnover by the Falcons. And so the Seawolves, or the Falcons now, trying to retake the lead on this possession. Anderson on the left wing gets it in the post to Evans. Evans backing down, kicks it out. Anderson going to step back, take the three, and he puts it in. And Anderson kind of took his time as he let Trey Evans go by. And Anderson puts the Falcons back in front by 2. He's got 14. Shaw Anderson, GNAC Player of the Week. Here's Harrington getting around. Anderson puts it up and in. And Harrington will have an and one opportunity. Tied up again at 52. And Harrington trying to put the Seawolves back in front. Hassan Harrington, the local product from Anchorage, Alaska, but transfer from UT Tyler. And Harrington knocks down the free throw. Seawolves are going to take on Texas Tyler the next game out. That won't be until December 17th. That'll be 2 weeks from tomorrow. As Harrington puts the Seawolves back in front by a point. Seawolves will just play, as this one is thrown away to Sawyer Storms. Seawolves will play 3 games, December 17th, 18th, and 19th in Hawaii. And that'll be it for them before they restart their GNAC schedule on January 6th at Fairbanks. Here's Storms, and McMillan gets his hands in there and knocks it away, and the Falcons coming back the other way. As McMillan creates the turnover. Here is Maui Z finding McMillan, and we get a whistle, and Z is fouled. Sawyer Storms commits the foul. And believe Maui Z will be at the free throw line for a 1-and-1 when we come back. We'll see if that is indeed the case. But the Seawolves with the lead 53-52. And we'll be back in just a moment on the SPU webcast. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Falcons shooting 68% from the floor, but the Seawolves have attempted 14 more shots than the Falcons have. And the Seawolves have only shot 41%. Rebounding battle pretty even at 19-18. But the Seawolves have gotten a lot more shots, as this will be a one-on-one coming up for Maui Z. Falcons have turned it over 14 times, and the Seawolves have only turned it over 4 times. And Maui Z knocks in the first free throw to tie it back up at 53. Z playing in only his 3rd game of the season, and only his 3rd and 4th free throws of the season right there. And he makes them both. And the Falcons retake the lead 54-53. Here's Sawyer Storms going around Latour, and he puts it in. And Latour is called for the foul. And Jonas Latour has just fouled out of the game. Latour was out for a bit and came back in and promptly picked up another foul, and he's back out of the game now, having fouled out. We saw some players foul out of the women's game, one in the third quarter. Of course, this would be the third quarter here if the men played quarters. As Sawyer Storms puts in the free throw. And Luke Devine going to come in now, junior out of Wasilla, Alaska, for the first time. But the Seawolves back in front by 2, 56-54. This one back and forth here in the second half. Jerron Williams going to be called for a foul on Shaw Anderson. That is the third foul on Williams. And Shaw Anderson will head to the free throw line. Falcons shooting 1-1 again here. That's the 8th foul on the Seawolves. The Falcons have committed 7. So we're in that 1-1 territory here. Anderson puts in the first free throw. And the Falcons are back within a point. Anderson trying to tie it back up with his second free throw, and he does. Anderson now 16 points in the ballgame, leading the Falcons and leading all scorers. As this will be Williams getting to the bucket. Couldn't get the shot to go, but they're going to get a foul on McMillan on the rebound. That'll be his second. Jaden Pennegar will come in for Theo McMillan. And now another 1-1 situation here with Hassan Harrington at the free throw line. Trey Evans back in for Alaska Anchorage. 11:01 to go in the ball game. Harrington misses the first free throw off the back iron, and Shaw Anderson with the rebound. Falcons with an opportunity to retake the lead. Maui Z, and we're going to get a foul, and I believe it was a reach in there. Foul is called on Trey Evans. That's his first. And another 1-1 situation coming up here. And pretty soon here we're going to be shooting 2 on every foul. And that's the 9th team foul. And Z misses the front end. 9th team foul on the Seawolves. Falcons have committed 8. Here's Harrington. For Gilbert, a deep 3, and that one off the back iron. Pennegar gets in there for the rebound. And the Falcons with possession with under 10.5 to go. Moriarty at the bucket, lays it up and in, got it over Trey Evans. And Moriarty with 10 points in the ball game. And he's been solid for the Falcons this year. Another transfer from Bellevue College. Maui Z played there as well. Maui Z in his second year with the Falcons. Here's Williams getting to the bucket. Couldn't get the shot to go, but he draws the foul. And the foul going to be called on Shaw Anderson. That'll be his third. Under 10 minutes to go in the ballgame now. And Jerron Williams to the free throw line. 58-56. Falcons with the lead, and Seawolves will be shooting 2 the rest of the way because this is a shooting foul, and it's the 9th team foul on the Falcons. And so the next one will be the 10th. And Williams gets the first one to go. Harrington tried to get in there for the offensive board, but couldn't control it. And Anderson ends up with it. for the Falcons. So the Falcons maintain a 1-point lead here. And Anderson had it knocked away, but it comes right back to him. And now gets it knocked away again by Jerron Williams. And it'll be tied up on the floor. And we'll see which way the possession arrow is going here. It's going to go back to the Seawolves. We'll get a timeout here with 9:31 to go in the ball game, as they'll wipe up the floor a little bit. We'll step aside here on the SPU webcast. Falcons lead by a point with 9:31 to play, 58-57. We'll be right back. .31 to go in the ball game. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast from Royal Broen Pavilion. Locked in a tight battle here. Falcons by a point, and the Seawolves with an opportunity to take the lead on this possession. Falcons have been efficient from the floor, 20 of 29, shooting 69%, but only 29 shot attempts. And the Seawolves with 45 shot attempts. Here is Harrington getting to the bucket, and that one is off the mark. Trace Evans with the rebound for SPU. And the Falcons back with it the other way. 9 minutes to play here in the ballgame. Anderson in the post for Trace Evans. Evans backing down on Luke Devine and lost it momentarily. Now Anderson will get it to Z. 4 on the shot clock. Z stepping into the lane, puts it up, and that one rims out. And the Seawolves with the rebound. Harrington will get it to Trey Evans. Here's Tyson Gilbert stepping into the lane. Couldn't get the shot to go. Pinegar the rebound. Falcons back the other way. Pinegar will get it off to Anderson, and Anderson a little strong on that one, trying to play through some contact. But the Falcons with the offensive board. Here's Anderson being guarded by Harrington. And Anderson going to get called for an offensive foul there, pushing off on Hassan Harrington. And that's a turnover back to the Seawolves. We've been stuck on 58-57 for a couple minutes here. As Sawyer Storms will come back in. Gilbert is staying on the floor. Luke Devine is coming out. And Kyle Lutonen will check in for Shaw Anderson. I don't know if Shaw Anderson has had a break in this game until now. We can take a look. But I think he has played 32 minutes. He has. And his first seat on the bench in this one. As this one, Williams driving baseline, and the Falcons get a piece of it, and they tie it up on the floor with 7:42 to go. And Williams may have gotten poked in the face there. It's a held ball, and it's going back to SPU. And we get to another media timeout here at the 7:42 mark of the ball game. 58-57, Falcons with the lead. We'll be right back. .7:42 to go in the ball game. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast from Royal Burham Pavilion in Seattle. We've had two good ball games today. The women, the Falcons getting the win over the Seawolves 62-59. And here we have the Falcons leading the Seawolves on the men's side 58-57 with 7:42 to play. And the Seawolves have turned the ball over 4 times in the ball game. And the Falcons have turned it over 16 times. That has led to several more shot attempts for the Seawolves as they've shot 48. They've had 48 shot attempts, and the Falcons have only had 31, make it 32, as Trace Evans backs down Sawyer Storms and is able to avoid drawing the offensive foul there. And Evans now with 15 points in the ballgame. Here's Storms on Evans. Storms on Evans there. Storms couldn't get the shot to go. Lutonen comes in for the rebound. And the Falcons with a 3-point lead, just over 7 minutes to play. And the Falcons will settle into a possession here. Z to Moriarty, and Lutonen going to step into a 3, and it's all net from the top of the key, and the Falcons lead by 6, their largest lead of the game. Kyle Lutonen with 5 points in the ball game. We'll get a whistle on the other end, and a foul called on Maui Z. That's going to be the third on him. And it'll send Tyson Gilbert to the free throw line. Tyson Gilbert, senior out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado, puts in the first shot. He's a transfer from Colorado State, Pueblo. As some subs in, Dathan Satchel, Dylan Barrientos. Gilbert makes both free throws. And now Caleb Larson will come in to get Tyson Gilbert. And it's a 4-point ball game. Falcons giving Shaw Anderson a breather at the moment. But you can believe that he'll be back in for the final stretch. Maui Z, make that Moriarty actually, driving and draws the foul. And that one is going on Caleb Larson. And it's Moriarty to the free throw line here. Both teams in the double bonus. And both teams shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way on every foul. Moriarty puts in the first. He's got 11 points. And the Falcons have a 5-point lead, and it'll stay on 5. As Sawyer Storm saves it inbounds to Dylan Barrientos. Moriarty goes 1 of 2 at the line on that trip. Satchel will get it back out to Barrientos. Just over 6 minutes to play, and Larson throwing that one down in the post. And they're going to call a foul on Kyle Lutonen. That'll be his third. With 6:10 to play, and it'll send Sawyer Storms to the free throw line. Sawyer Storms 11 points in the ball game, 5 rebounds, 4 steals. And can't connect on the first free throw. We get one more. Puts it in. And Storms with 12 points now. 64-60, Falcons with the lead. Pennegar gets all the way to the bucket, goes around Satchel, and Jaden Pennegar now with 8 points in the game. Gives the Falcons a 6-point lead again. And we get a whistle. We're going the other way. As a foul is called on Caleb Larson. Away from the ball. Falcons will get it back. 5:51 to go in the ball game. And the Falcons lead it by 6 here from Berwyn Pavilion. Seawolves trying to avoid going 0-2 the first weekend of GNAC play. We'll keep it here as, again, kind of some statistical oddities in this one. The Falcons shooting 68% from the floor, and the Seawolves just 37%. But it's a tight ball game. Falcons have out-rebounded the Seawolves 27-21. Here's the kicker, though. The Falcons have turned it over 16 times, and the Seawolves have only turned it over 5 times in the ball game. And again, that has led to 15 more shot attempts for Alaska Anchorage. They're 18 of 49 from the floor. SPU 23 of 34. So they've made 5 more shots on 15 fewer attempts. And the Falcons will inbound it again here. And still Anderson getting a breather. Pennegar will get it to Trace Evans. He'll go cross court. Here's Maui Z in the corner for a 3. And Z splashes it down in front of his bench. And it's a 9-point lead for SPU. Maui Z with 8 points in the ballgame. Barrientos gets it to Williams. Larson almost lost it. Gets it back. Gets it out to Barrientos for a 3. Off the back iron. And the rebound comes down to Owen Moriarty. Falcons a 9-point lead. Headed the other way with it. With just over 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Z driving on Barrientos and gets it knocked away momentarily. Now gets it out to Luton, and that one's off the front iron. No good. Rebound to Jerron Williams. Here come the Seawolves the other way. 4:46 to go in the ball game. And we get a whistle underneath. And we get a foul. That one's going on Jaden Pennegar. That'll be his second. And Shaw Anderson up off the bench, getting ready to check back in. Tyson Gilbert as well. Sawyer Storms at the free throw line, puts in the first. Sawyer Storms, as Luton will check out for SPU. Larson out for the Seawolves. Storms now 6 of 8 at the free throw line. Has 13 points and 6 rebounds. And make it 14 points and 7 of 9 from the free throw line. 7-point lead for the Falcons. Here's Moriarty into the front court for Maui Z. 4:30 to go in the ballgame. Anderson backing down on Jerron Williams. Kicks it out to Moriarty. He'll go right back to Anderson in the high post. Anderson backing down. Goes up and under and puts it up and in. He got Williams up in the air and had an easy path to the bucket there. And Anderson just makes that look easy. Here's Tyson Gilbert with a 3 off the back iron, but Sawyer Storms in there for the offensive rebound. And the Seawolves keep possession. They're down 9. And they need to maintain contact with the Falcons here. Gilbert gets into the lane, draws the foul. 3:48 to go in the ball game. And Moriarty just picked up his 4th foul. as we have 3:48 to go. Final media timeout of the ball game. And it's 71-62. Falcons with the lead. We'll be right back on the SBU webcast in just a moment. .348 to go from Royal Broome Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you on the SBU webcast. And the Falcons with a 9-point lead. Tyson Gilbert at the free throw line, though, for the Seawolves, coming back from the timeout. Owen Moriarty just picked up his 4th foul. He stays on the floor. And Maui Z out there as well. Anderson back in the game. And Pinegar and Evans in there as well. And Gilbert misses on the first free throw. Tyson Gilbert now 3 of 5 at the line on the day. Coming in shooting 89% and gets the second one to go. But he's missed a couple of free throws today, 4 of 6. And it's a 71-63 ball game, and Gilbert commits the foul on Moriarty. He kind of got on the sideline there, and Moriarty really had nowhere to go, but is able to get Gilbert moving his feet, and so Owen Moriarty will be at the free throw line. And Moriarty potentially could have picked up number 5 there, but Gilbert was moving his feet, so he was not able to draw the charge. Moriarty to the free throw line, puts in the first. And the second as well. And the Falcons with a 10-point lead now at 73-63. Owen Moriarty now 3 of 4 at the free throw line on the day. Here's Gilbert, a 3 on the way. That one comes up with nothing as it goes over the rim. And the Falcons with possession and a 10-point lead. Under 3.5 to go. Moriarty and Z both out there. And it'll be Maui Z to dribble some clock here, being guarded by Dylan Barrientos. Shaw Anderson backs down on Jerron Williams. Turns around, puts up the shot, and it's off the rim. No good. Rebound to Williams. And the Seawolves with possession, down 10. Barrientos. That hair flopping, and he goes to the bucket, lays it up and in with the offhand there. And Barrientos has the Seawolves back within 8. Barrientos now with 14 points in the ballgame. Here's Pinegar in the front court with 2:30 to go. 8-point lead for SPU. Z hands off to Moriarty, and he'll get it to Anderson. Now Pinegar being guarded by Tyson Gilbert. Here's Anderson stepping into a long 2. That one rolls around and rattles in. And Anderson with 20 points in the ballgame now. And the Falcons with a 10-point lead, ticking down toward 2 minutes to go. Here's Barrientos stepping into a 3, and that one is off the mark. Goes out of bounds. And it'll be Falcons ball as Sawyer Storms unable to corral it. And the Falcons with an even 2 minutes left in the ball game and a 10-point lead. Falcons trailed the majority of the first half This one going to go the other way, though, I believe, as they call Maui Z for his 4th foul. So Moriarty and Z each with 4 with 2 minutes to play, and they're both on the floor. And they know. Don't pick up number 5. Here is Williams, and they're going to get Pennegar on a foul. Pennegar looked like he got mostly ball there. But Pennegar picks up his 3rd. And it will send Jerron Williams to the free throw line. A minute 58 left. And Jerron Williams with the first free throw, up and in, as it rattles over the front rim. Williams, 8 points, 5 rebounds, now 4 of 5 at the stripe. As a lot of free throws in this ball game, particularly here in the second half. Williams puts in another one. Hassan Harrington will come in to get Dathan Satchel. And the Falcons up by 8 with a minute 58 to go. Ball will come into Z. And the Falcons pressured in the backcourt. And they're able to get it across. Moriarty will get it back out to Maui Z. And Z will get fouled by Barrientos. That'll be just the 3rd on Barrientos, but they don't need to be fouling quite yet. That's the 3rd on Dylan Barrientos. And Maui Z will head to the free throw line. Z is 2 for 3 from the line today. And misses on the first. Dathan Satchel back in for Hassan Harrington. And Maui Z trying to come up with 1 here. And does. Splits a pair. Gives the Falcons a 9-point lead. Minute 44 to go. Barrientos will hand off to Tyson Gilbert. Over in the corner. And now Gilbert gets to the bucket, lays it up and in with the left hand. And he drew some contact there, but no call. As we get a whistle. And Kefri Fazio got a timeout from the Falcons bench with a minute 16 left. Falcons were having a hard time getting it across the timeline. But they do get the timeout. They lead by 7, a minute 16 to play here from Royal Brown Pavilion. As Falcons looking to split a pair of games here to open up the GNAC season. Fairbanks was able to beat them by 18 on Thursday night, as the Falcons really had a hard time getting anything going. Fairbanks really played a good team game, had a lot of players scoring about 10 points in that game on Thursday. But Falcons here, though, have been the better team in the second half. They were down 3 at halftime, and now they're up 7 with a minute 16 left. And the Falcons just need a couple more good possessions here to try to put this one away. Here's Pennegar, as the Falcons again struggling a little bit to get it across. Moriarty goes to the bucket and draws the foul. As it's going to be Satchel called for the foul there, his 3rd. And it'll be Moriarty to the free throw line. Moriarty 3 for 4 on the day from the stripe. And he's 81% on the season coming into the game. Puts in the first here. And he's got 14. Minute 3 to go. Falcons by 8. Moriarty trying to make it 9. And that one rims out. Rebound Sawyer Storms. Minute to go. Falcons by 8. Here's Barrientos getting into the lane, lays it up and in. And a quick lay-in there gets the Seawolves back to within 6. And this game is not over. Anderson will get it to Z, and Falcons throwing it around, and they turn it over. As there were some dangerous passes there. Here's Gilbert for a 3 from the right wing, and he leaves it short. We get a whistle on the rebound, though. And we'll see what they come up with here. That one's going to go on Trace Evans. That'll be his 4th. And it'll send Sawyer Storms to the free throw line. So Storms an opportunity to get the Seawolves a little closer. Still 40 seconds left in the ball game. And this one not over by any stretch of the imagination. Storms puts in the first free throw. Storms has had a good day at the free throw line. 8 of 10 now. He's got 15 points and 8 rebounds. As McMillan will come back in for Trace Evans. We'll get another guard out there. Storms gets the second free throw to roll over the front rim. And now Harrington will come back in for Satchel. Seawolves within 4. 40 seconds to play. Moriarty will get it in, or McMillan will get it to Moriarty, who gets it back. Moriarty tripped up, and they're going to call a foul on Anchorage here. As that one goes on Hassan Harrington. So Moriarty will head to the line here. A couple of big free throws coming up with 33.7 left on the clock. 4-point ball game. And Moriarty with an opportunity to make it 6 if he can sink both of these as he gets the first. And he's at 15 points on the ball game. Second one up and good as well. Moriarty now 6 of 8 at the stripe. And free throws have been a big story in this game. As the Falcons lead by 6 again, as we tick down to 30 seconds. Maui Z hits the floor pretty hard, gets back up. Barrientos steps through a couple of defenders, lays it up and in. Timeout called by Rusty Osborne and the Seawolves. And Barrientos now 18 points in the ball game. He's had a couple of lay-ins late in this one where he's able to get through traffic. And 24.1 left on the clock. Falcons by 4, 79-75. And the Falcons are going to have to try to get it inbounds. Hassan Harrington will check back in. And he'll be back out on the floor when we return to action here. Falcons with a 4-point lead. I was talking earlier about Anchorage playing Texas Tyler in Honolulu coming up on December 17th. They will play 3 games down there, as they will also play Cal State San Bernardino on the 18th and Hawaii Pacific on the 19th. They've already beaten Hawaii Pacific once this year in Fairbanks, Alaska. But the Falcons will have just home games in the month of December. As this is really the second of a 5-game homestand. They will have Douglas College here on December 8th. They will have Linfield here on December 16th. And then Cal State San Marcos will be here on the 19th. Then Falcons will not play again until January 4th at Northwest Nazarene. 24 seconds, 24.1 to be more precise, as they get it into Moriarty. And he will maintain control of the ball. He'll get it to Anderson. And Moriarty fouled as he crosses the timeline, as Harrington and Gilbert kind of team up there to create the contact. And Owen Moriarty will be heading back to the free throw line. Moriarty is 6 of 8 at the stripe, 5 of 7 from the floor. 3 assists, 2 rebounds. And now 17 points. Theo McMillan coming in for Kyle Lutonen. Moriarty's had a great day. Shaw Anderson has as well. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. And Moriarty misses on the second free throw. Rebound Barrientos. It's a 5-point game. And Harrington going to get a quick 3 off, and that one's off the iron. No good. And the Falcons with the rebound. That's going to do it as we get a whistle and a foul. But the Falcons with a 5-point lead. 2.5 left on the clock. And SPU going to get out of here with a win against a ranked team. As Gilbert fouls out of the ball game. And McMillan will be at the free throw line. And he misses on the first. But these free throws inconsequential now as the Falcons with a 5-point lead. Only 2.5 seconds left in the ball game. McMillan's second free throw misses as well. Rebound to Jerron Williams. He'll throw it the length of the floor. He'll come up short. Falcons with the win over the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves by a count of 80-75 as they kind of outlast the Seawolves in the second half. And they walk off the floor with a win. The Seawolves dropped to 0-2 in GNAC play. They went 8-0 in non-conference. And now 0-2 to start the GNAC schedule. So they dropped their second in a row to drop to 8-2 on the season. And the Falcons now snap a 3-game losing streak. They go to 5-7 overall in the season, 1-1 in GNAC play. And as I mentioned a moment ago, they will only have home games here in the month of December. Non-conference, the next 3, as they will have Douglas College here from Canada on Friday, December 8th, coming up 6 days from now. And then they'll have a couple more. Linfield is a Division III team in the Northwest Conference. And San Marcos, a fellow West Region combatant in Division II. But the Falcons get this one done today. Really shooting the ball well from the floor. They shoot 67%. They go 26 of 39 from the floor. Alaska Anchorage with 20 more shot attempts than SPU. As Anchorage attempts 59 shots, they hit 22 of them. And so Anchorage goes just 37% from the floor. The Falcons go 67%. Both teams end up knocking down 6 threes, as really Anchorage got off to a hot start from beyond the arc. But they went, I believe, 4 out of their first 5, and then only knocked down 2 more the rest of the way. They go 6 for 22 from beyond the arc in the game. Falcons go 6 of 15 out there. And a lot of free throws in this game, as the Seawolves go 25 of 34 at the stripe, and the Falcons 22 of 31. So there were some missed free throws, but both teams shooting a little over 70% at the free throw line. Falcons win the rebounding battle 31-27. And the usual suspects, Shaw Anderson in particular, gets it done with 20 points, 6 rebounds. He turned the ball over 7 times, but he did have 3 assists and a steal. Owen Moriarty, 17 points, including 7 of 10 at the line. He had 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Trace Evans, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. And Maui Z gets 9 points and 2 rebounds and an assist for the Falcons. Anchorage with 18 points from Dylan Barrientos, 5 of 6 at the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Good ball game for Barrientos. He shot 6 of 11 from the floor. Hit a 3-pointer, went 1 of 4 out there. And the Seawolves get 16 points and 8 rebounds from Sawyer Storms, and he comes up with 4 steals as well. 12 points for Tyson Gilbert, 2 rebounds, 2 assists for him. He started hot and really didn't have as much of an impact on the game in the second half as he did in the first. But he finishes with 12. And Jerron Williams, 9 points, 6 rebounds, and a couple of steals as well. And Williams goes 5 of 6 at the free throw line. But and Hassan Harrington with 8 points off the bench as well in just 16 minutes. Falcons, though, outlast the Seawolves by a count of 80-75. And they got to feel better about themselves avoiding going to 0-2 in GNAC play. And the Seawolves going to have to go back to the drawing board. They will have a couple of weeks off. They don't play again until December 17th in Honolulu, as they will have 3 straight games down there. But Falcons at home for the remainder of December. And they will have 3 more non-conference games coming up. The GNAC gets their conference season started in early December, and then they don't play again until early January. So kind of and it's been that way. So nothing new. But they have enough teams that they do need to get that extra week of games in here at the beginning of December. And then they will kind of take some time off, go back to non-conference for a bit. They'll come back and get the conference season going again right at the beginning of January. Falcons with the win here, 80-75. They won the women's game too with the Anchorage Seawolves by a count of 62-59. And so the Falcons go 2 for 2 today. The women's team and the men's team both pulling out close wins over Alaska Anchorage. That'll do it for us here on the SB Webcast. I'm Greg Sexton. I will be back with you next on December 8th as the men's team takes on Douglas College. That'll be a 7 o'clock p.m. tip-off here from Royal Brown Pavilion. We'll talk to you then.